Maybe you're old enough to remember when parts for cars were relatively simple. Well, most of that has gone away these days. In modern cars, what they're doing is a lot of sophisticated stuff to give better performance and better fuel economy and all kinds of stuff. Well, here is one we see quite a bit of, and usually they have a problem. They come into the shop with poor performance and so on. Now, what we have here is an intake manifold, lower manifold, off of a late model Nissan V6 engine. Now, if we look down in this, we see that in each one of these ports, there is a butterfly. And that butterfly is controlled by the car's computer, and it opens and closes to deliver the right amount of air for the proper performance at any given throttle setting. Now, this is behind the throttle body, so the throttle body is the primary control. This modifies the air coming into the engine to give you the best performance and throttle response and all of that. Now, here's where the problem comes in. You see, these have to move, and they're sitting in there and they're constantly adjusting, and this happens in a matter of milliseconds. It's not something that is, real slow moving or anything like that. So, what happens? The computer sends a signal to a control motor. The control motor is attached to a shaft that goes all the way through this system. And this shaft, the primary shaft, has linkage that comes over to the butterflies on the other side. Well, if we take this and try to turn it, we can't budge it. That's because this car had poor maintenance. And that maintenance, well, it allowed these shafts and parts in here to get all gummed up, and they seized up inside the aluminum housing. Now, usually when this happens, there isn't any practical way to fix it, so you have to buy this entire assembly and replace the whole thing. Now, one thing that sometimes helps this considerably is to use a high-quality professional fuel system cleaner, because the backwash from this as it's sprayed into the engine, well, there's a backwash and mist of fuel and so on that comes back up into the intake. That helps to keep these things clean and lubricated, and in many cases it will prolong the life of these parts. So the thing that you want to look for here, if you got flat performance on a late model car, you want to make sure that it does or does not have variable intake runners. And if it does have variable intake runners, and chances are it will, then you want to check to make sure that those runners, the butterflies and everything in them, are working properly. And if you also want to make sure that you help prolong problems, go out, pick up a high quality, a professional, not just a miracle product or something like that, but pick up a professional quality product to use in the fuel tank, follow the directions on the use, and you may just prevent this problem. And if you have a question or a comment or just want to get a lot of great advice, well, check us out at goss-garage.com.